Hi everyone, this is Dr. Sanjute Goswami, and I'm going to share some tips of parenting for a teenager child. As we all know, teenage is a very this phase is very rebellious and stormy phase, and if it's not dealt properly, like a person can have fixation in later years of life, which can also have an impact on their personality. So it's very important as a parent how to deal with your teenager child. Point number one, it's better to be an empathetic listener rather than to keep on lecturing your teenager child. Why? The reason being, when you keep on set the rules and regulations in front of your child without explaining the consequence, your child day by day becomes very adamant and slowly starts suppressing his or her feeling. Rather, the approach should be you have to show that you are interested in his or her life, to understand the hobbies, the passion, the aspirations of the child, and not impose your own interest on the child. To let the child develop very organically, yet be very mindful. How? Suppose this is an age wherein they see the world through a rose tinted glass. So it's very important to set the expectations, but in a very, very meaningful way rather than being a dictator. I'll give an example. Suppose you have a teenager boy or a girl, and you are very liberal in your approach, and your teenager child is coming late every single day and going to pub. So it's not expected that you will be a very, very cool parent and endure and tolerate all those. But at the same time, also, you cannot keep on dictating or setting the rules and regulations. Then how to tackle the situation? Point over here is that definitely allow the child to take decision and have the onus for his or her own action. Suppose the exam gets over, you can give a leeway for 1 week or maybe 2-3 days and allow the child to hang around with friends and have a dinner date. But at the end of the day, as a parent, you should set the time, like by 10 o'clock you have to come. Okay. Then the child understands, okay, even my parent is trying to balance. So giving me independence, but at the same time, the child becomes responsible. He or she knows whatever, I can have fun, but at the end of the day, I need to return by 10 o'clock because 10 o'clock is the timeline given to me, which I need to cater to. So definitely a good habit develops. Point number two, it's also very, very important to understand the progress of the child and not to pinpoint or be sarcastic. Every one of us have our own set of strengths and limitations. We are also gone through a particular phase when we were a teenager. So we need to understand, we need to validate their feelings. If we invalidate their feelings, they will suppress it and they will try to lie and eventually become pathological liars. So we cannot allow that to happen. So we will give them freedom, but in a very measured way, so that they become responsible for their own action. I'll give an example. Suppose a teenage child is not so organized. So day after day you are telling your child to put the dirty clothes in the wash bin, but the child is turning a deaf ear. So as a mother you feel, oh, the place is getting messy, so better let me do it myself. But no, then you're not teaching your child that choices leads to consequence. Rather, don't do it for your child. 2 or 3 days, if a child feels maybe the child wants to wear a favorite attire, but that particular attire is not properly washed because he has not given it for washing an appropriate time, then definitely he cannot wear it. So he will have a guilt himself that he has not done it. So timely, he couldn't get what he wants. So this particular, internalization will lead to change his habit. So allow that to happen. Make him realize that in reality, choices lead to consequence. You can monitor, you need to be vigilant, but don't overprotect your child. Because at the end of the day, then you will be causing harm to your child. So that's not needed. Point number 3, which is very important for the teenager child, is that open communication. Open communication whenever there will be tough days, there will be days when things are not going good, maybe academic results are not up to the mark. You have to understand what is the crux of the matter rather than scolding him or her unnecessarily, to identify the root cause and then to fix the problem. Be a support, be a mentor rather than just a strict parenting. It doesn't help in your teenage child parenting. It doesn't help that way. Point number 4, which is very, very important, is to make your child understand that you love your child unconditionally, whether he's successful or if he's not that successful. Then it actually helps the child to boost up the self-esteem. Because if there is too much of pressure from the parental side, then the consequence, then the performance will have a bell-shaped curve. So rather than supporting or boosting the performance, you are actually causing harm to your child. So let the child grow himself or herself in a very organic way. Set the expectations, set the boundaries, but at the same time, teach the child how to be independent, how to be responsible. Then eventually this teenager will develop into a much confident and responsible adult. Thank you so much. But before I sign out, please don't forget to subscribe my channel, Sanjuti Goswami, and please do like and share. Thank you so much. Signing off. Again, meet you in my next slot. Thank you. Don't forget to like and share. Meet you again in my next episode. Thank you. Signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.